Travolting presents Bobbin' for Robin. Hosted by Jeff Sweeney and Stuart Elmore. Covering Flubber! With special guest Trina DeLisi. It's Flubber, guys.
I thought you had some shit lined up.
No, I think that's the joke. It's like everyone, this movie screams to be like shouted and screamed about. It's like, it's Flubber. It's yes.
Me when you, I don't know.
No, what were you gonna say there? What were you gonna do? No. Oh my god. Hi everybody, welcome back to
We've reached
Travolta
the canonical film of Bobbin'
presents
for Robin.
Bobbin' for Robin.
Fuck Good Will Hunting.
Flubber.
Fuck Dead Poet Society. Good Morning Vietnam found in the ditch. It's Flubber time, baby.
It's Flubber time. I'm so excited to talk about this
Trina,
movie.
welcome to Flubber.
Trina.
Chat 2025.
Oh,
2025.
gosh. This is... I mean, have you seen...
I have never seen Flubber.
I was gonna
This is
say,
the first time I'd ever seen Flubber.
Trina,
I maybe had seen scenes from it as a kid.
okay. I saw Flubber when I was a kid, and I've not seen it since. This felt like a revisiting. Trina, what about yourself?
Yeah, weirdly enough, I've only ever seen scenes as well as a kid.
Whoa.
Because I only watched it on like cable TV. And so anytime it was on, I would just watch. And so my memory is just like a collection of different scenes. And so this is my first time like watching it all together, honestly.
Wow.
This Flubber, like, has it held a place in your mind?
It has, yeah.
Because I feel like more so than movies you watched in full as a kid, the movies that you kind of just picked up in pieces almost like have like a grander hold in your mind growing up because there's that still the mystery of what's the rest of that movie.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's something where like, actually there's a level of mystery to it. Sometimes it's Flubber, but
It's Flubber.
it's like those movies that you just hadn't, seen in full just really like percolate in your head and stick with you. So I'm glad that we finally were able to exercise those demons for you and let you see Flubber in full.
Yeah.
This movie, which was released in November 1997, we're still in kind of like the main heyday of Robin's career at this point. This movie being more so like, as we talked about, not last week. Last week we talked about the destructive, deconstructing Harry Woody Allen movie. But no, from the past couple films that we've talked about, we're entering into this period where Robin has since recovered his relationship with Disney, and this being a main like movie. How do I kind of phrase this? This being like a movie that like they offer up to Robin as like, again, another piece of like goodwill of like, okay, we've like set aside our differences now. We have a new CEO at Disney. Robin's back with like the Disney family. And so we're going on this like live action remake of, I shouldn't say live action remake because the original is also live action, a remake of The Absent-Minded Professor, which that movie I believe came out in 1961.
Yes.
Which was produced. I think that they remade that one because The Absent-Minded Professor being like a big favorite of the actual Walt Disney. So this being another piece of like, well, we must do Walt justice and remake The Absent-Minded Professor, but call it Flubber.
No, this is like, there's like this kind of run around this period of time, which also results in The Nutty Professor, a separate professor-related remake.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Or the other, what's the Dr. Dolittle?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Or Around the World in 80 Days. There's kind of this like Y2K era boom where they're just like, let's remake all those beloved kids films from the 60s.
Yes.
those beloved kids films that were like beloved because like I don't know, it's the only thing people could watch. It's a little rude.
Yeah.
But like there's like just this specific run where they're like, we're going to remake Around the World in 80 Days. We're going to remake The Nutty Professor. We're going to remake The Absent-Minded Professor. Different than Nutty. He's not nutty. He's absent-minded.
Very different.
However, I would say he's a little nutty in this.
Yeah. I kind of characterize this as a little bit of a Disney slot period. This is happening around the same time of the Disney Renaissance period, but in terms of a lot of its live action works, it is mostly remakes and just regurgitated things.
For Disney, like specific. First, I just want to say they didn't remake the Apple Dumpling Gang, which I think is a little rude. Because you guys know the Apple Dumpling Gang.
No.
No, but I'm about to find out today. Jeff furiously typing at his iPad.
The Apple Dumpling Gang, like, is a movie that my parents showed me when I was a kid because I think they grew up with it. My dad probably listened to this podcast, so he can message me if it's true that you'd seen it as a kid. But it has like one of my favorite posters where it's just like these two guys just poking around. It's just Don Knotts and the other guy.
Okay, what are we even doing?
It's a classic Don Knotts, like, hey, I'm Don Knotts, how are you? type movie. I'm an apple dumpling. No, but it's a little rude they never remade that one. Yeah. I will say.
Yeah.
But anyway, to circle back around. Disney in the late 90s, it's like the tail end of the Renaissance period for animation.
Yes.
It's like, I'm trying to think. Because they've, I think this is the same year as Hercules, if I'm right.
I think you might be right about that, yeah. Because it's clear to note that like Disney's animation's still going pretty strong at this point.
Yeah, it's, here it is.
But their live action work is not.
This is the same year as Hercules. A year after The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then the next year is going to be Mulan. So it's kind of like the tail end. Tarzan is like generally accepted to be the end of the Renaissance, and then right after that, it's like Treasure Planet, Lilo and Stitch, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Home on the Range. Movies that, whilst like we grew up with them and have fond memories of them, are very different than the films of the Renaissance. And so Disney is like, it's excelling at animation. They're like kind of taking over the world at this point. They're getting ready to open, I think they've just opened, they're getting ready to open Animal Kingdom. So they're getting ready to open their 4th theme park in Florida. It's like kind of top of the world stuff for Disney. In live action film, they aren't as hot. They're kind of succeeding based on the successes of like Miramax. Yeah. Like in theory, Disney released like Pulp Fiction around this time.
Yeah, this gets into the whole like Touchstone and Miramax sort of vibe where it's like it's not made under the Walt Disney Pictures logo, but it's still made within their purview. So
those movies are doing great.
Yeah.
But the actual like Walt Disney Pictures slate is like, I'm looking at it right now. It's like it's Homeward Bound, which is a remake of a 60s movie.
Yeah.
It is Operation Dumbo Drop.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They're making sequels to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yep.
They have a few Muppet movies in the mix. It's The Mighty Ducks. It's Air Bud 1.
The Adventures of Huck Finn.
Yes. They're like kind of just in this weird like, you know, flux state. Mr. Magoo with Leslie Nielsen.
Jesus Christ, 93 was a
Parent
big
Trap.
year for Disney. I'm just scrolling through
The
it.
Parent Trap?
The Parent Trap, yes. Which is, of course, a classic.
A classic.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like because they distribute like damn near, I'm just looking at it, like within each year, if you divide it up between like Miramax and Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures and Walt Disney Pictures and all these different like subsidiary groups, they're releasing like 30 live action movies a year.
Yeah.
And like 5 to 10 of them are pretty, if not really good. Like Pulp Fiction being one of them, Hocus Pocus being one of them.
But it's like it's not like Disney's live action output at this. They released a movie called That Darn Cat. Sounds like a classic. They're like live action output by the actual studio Disney is like, it's like floating. It's like making like serviceable kids movies.
Yeah.
Which is where I think Flubber kind of slots in.
Right. Yeah.
Because like they're really not going to have their big boom of live action filmmaking until the early 2000s, which kind of comes about with like The Princess Diaries and Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean and that alliance with Jerry Bruckheimer leads into, the National Treasure films. I'm looking at they released the James Cameron. That's weird. I forgot they did another Herbie movie.
Well, that's where like
The Chronicles of Narnia.
if I remember, like this is that period where they're like,
The Shaggy Dog. Like, why did they remake all these 60s movies? It's crazy.
well, like no, like you're touching on a really good point in the early 2000s is like because at this point in time, Disney is having this like. I think there was a documentary I watched where they're like in the early 2000s, this is around the same time, Sony's like booming with Spider-Man and who was the company that New Line Cinema is booming with Lord of the Rings. And then Disney's looking in and be like, okay, what IP do we own right now?
They have a lot of animation, and they're exploiting all these 60s movies for diminishing returns.
Right.
And it's like Pirates of the Caribbean onward is where they're like, we want to be like a major live action release studio as Disney, not as Touchstone, not as Miramax.
Yes.
As Disney.
And we want to look inward and be like, what's in our vault right now? Like, what do we have? It's like, well, we have the Pirates of the Caribbean
we have a theme park ride.
Yeah. We can.
Right, it came from a theme park.
Yeah.
Ride.
Yeah.
And then they made the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Yep. And then like they said like, well, Lord of the Rings went like gangbusters. So like, what other medieval author can we like buy the rights from?
C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis.
Contact the estate.
Right. Contact the estate right now. And then they made a couple underrated movies and one bad movie, and they haven't made one ever since. Rest in peace. Hope Greta Gerwig does a great job. So, Jeff, do you know who shot this movie, Flubber?
It's Dean Cundy.
Dean Cundy shot this
One of the all-time
movie.
great cinematographers.
Right, I remember seeing the name and going, that is kind of an unfortunate last name, but it's fine. It just looks weirdly spelled. I was reading it out loud.
Me when you say Dean Cundy. Looking at a picture of Dean Cundy right now.
Oh my gosh.
The Wikipedia profile images are just
So disrespectful.
so unfortunate.
Oh.
I know it's because they have to use a public domain image. And so there's like a lot of nice pictures that you can't use. But simply there has to be a better option
Oh my God.
than this picture of Dean Cundy.
Yeah.
This is like a crop of him standing on stage, seemingly in front of a picture of himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he shot a lot. Oh, wow, he shot Jurassic Park.
He's like...
All the Back to the Future movies.
And The Thing. Oh, wow.
He did all of John Carpenter's and Robert Zemeckis' early films. Leading until the early 90s, in which he kind of becomes like Spielberg's guy for a few years with Hook and Jurassic Park. So he's worked with Robin before.
He's worked with Robin before.
And then he he does Apollo 13. And then weirdly, like around this time, he's like, what if I just kind of did simpler things? I don't know like what his like rationale was. But like after this, he kind of just does like Flubber, The Parent Trap. He does all the Nancy Meyers movies, What Women Want, The Holiday. He ends up like doing Jack and Jill, the
Adam Sandler
Really?
movie.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
I don't know ultimately like if he just decided he wanted to do like simpler projects or if, why people stopped working with him in a major. He just got older possibly.
I mean, also like it's a classic tell sign of like newer technology and older DPs who like aren't as quick to.
Anyway,
evolve to
he's now
those
churning
standards.
out some career worst work in on Disney Plus available, The Book of Boba Fett.
No way.
He did a few episodes of The
Yikes.
Book of Boba Fett, and he did the third season of The Mandalorian, which is the bad looking season of The Mandalorian.
must
No
just be getting
disrespect
older and-
to the all timer king. However, Mandalorian season 3 looks like doo doo. Anyway, back to Flubber, which looks fine. It looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
I have a clarification question.
Yes.
When you say Disney repaired its relationship with Robin, is that from
Oh,
Popeye or what was that from?
Aladdin.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Brian was mentioning this because I think he listened to the Aladdin episode without me. So.
Because
it's a little rude.
yeah,
because like, and you watched the movie Jack with Brian. I
literally.
think. Yeah.
This was like kind of a weird double feature.
Yeah.
It was Jack into Flubber.
So like Jack being one of the first
He gains so much
movies.
intelligence.
that like Disney offers up as like a act of like penance with like Robin, where they're like, because after the whole thing with Aladdin and then Robin like cutting off all ties, and then the new CEO coming in and issuing a public apology, and they're like, okay, fine, like I'll come back and work for Disney. Aladdin 3, just as a voice, and then he does Jack with Francis Ford Coppola. and we talked about how that went.
Yeah.
And now this is kind of being like his next in line Disney project. I don't think I'm skipping anything because, like, obviously, like Secret Agent, Hamlet, Father's
Aladdin,
Day,
It's Aladdin 3, Jack, and Flubber.
right? Because
I mean, Woody Allen's Deconstructing Harry was not a Walt Disney product.
no, it was not. But I'm trying to remember if Good Will
Imagine if,
Hunting.
like halfway through that, he's just Woody Allen's just like, I can't handle all of this,
God.
sexual pent up energy within me, and that's like, well, hey, Woody, come on over to Disney World, and you can work out that energy on Space Mountain.
Release me. I ask all those questions because I'm trying to think. Okay, so Good Will Hunting is Miramax, which is a Disney subsidiary. Okay, so I think that's a good thing to like talk about quickly. It
is worth noting when you talk about Miramax as a Disney subsidiary, it is extremely independent.
Yeah.
It's the Weinstein brothers running that, and they are very combative with Disney and trying to interfere in anything.
Yeah.
So when you like describe, when you're like, they did Good Will Hunting and it's technically a Disney project, it's like on the loosest sense.
Right. Yeah. I think to that degree, like, I wouldn't even say like Good Will Hunting is another staple of Disney's reconciliation with Robin, because to me, I think of that film as being so separate from the Disney picture that like that doesn't fall in that course. But obviously, like Flubber definitely falling in that course. And so, and you know, we talked about this director before as well, Jeff.
Have we?
Les Mayfield, director of Encino Man. Yeah. Another Disney live action classic from the early mid-90s.
And one that you've covered.
Yeah.
Stuart, have you seen what his last movie is? Do not look. I'm going to show you the poster.
Okay.
Look at the poster for this man's last movie.
Oh, yeah. Brian and I were dying at this as we were looking at his filmography.
Look at this.
Stop
Look
it.
at this. For the listener from the poster, the movie is entitled Codename The Cleaner. It stars Cedric the Entertainer. In what I can best describe doing a like, do you smell that Two-Face? As he holds a vacuum cleaner in the position of a gun. Doesn't he have like, do you smell that too, like energy?
Yeah.
Mark Tilley has watched this movie.
Mark Tilley has seen this?
Yeah.
I'm messaging him right now.
Oh my gosh.
We'll check back in with what his thoughts
On The Cleaner.
Have you seen Codename The Cleaner?
But to that degree, Robin gets sought after for Flubber. And at this point, like Robin, as we've talked about in the last couple episodes, like Hamlet and Father's Day and Deconstructing Harry, is like he's in this sort of pattern where he's trying to combat the nature of like his current like successes of being a family driven blockbuster guy. And he combats that with movies like what we talked about last week, Deconstructing Harry, doing like a little short scene in like a Woody Allen movie, Hamlet with help. Oh God, Jesus.
Sorry,
Hamlet.
Kenneth
Branagh. Thank you. He does these movies to try to like, and he's being somewhat like successful at combating that. One like couple like serious acting movies. Some that are comedic, but not comedic in like the slapstick way of like Flubber, and then doing like a Flubber for like the paycheck. And so this being like in the period where he's going to do Flubber, the next year he's going to do Good Will Hunting. The question of Miramax being like a subsidiary of Disney out of the way, like it's clear that he's still trying to do his best, but like after watching Flubber, and then we already talked about Jack a little bit ways back, and what we mentioned in Jack and I'll mention in Flubber is it's getting very hard for me now to watch a Robin Williams movie and try and not fall into that zone of like, okay, like this is just Robin. What I texted Jeff was, this is the most whatever, just do your thing, Robin Williams movie we've covered. Like, and Jack, we mentioned that like the first half of that movie, like you see Robin Williams like attempting to do a performance.
Right.
And then like the second half of the movie, it's like he falls into his Robin Williams slapsticky stuff.
Right.
This movie, it's like, I don't think he went for anything. Like, he's just like, What am I? Like an abscist professor? Okay.
Well,
like
Will Wheaton has a quote said about Will Wheaton, who was in this movie.
Yes.
thank you. That was a great way to bring that
Wesley
up.
Crusher himself. Will Wheaton said that they would do essentially a few takes of each scene. They would film a scene as it is scripted first. They would just knock that out of the way. And then once they had gotten the scripted version, they would just let Robin improvise the whole scene, more or less.
Jeff, that is in his contract at this point.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, to me, that doesn't surprise me anymore. The whole, like,
Yeah.
the trivia bits about, like, yeah, they did the first scene scripted, and then the next takes, they just let Robin play. It's like, yeah, in every other movie Robin's in. And you know what? They don't use the unscripted takes. Not in this movie. You cannot tell me, like...
I genuinely think they maybe did use the unscripted takes in this movie, because there really is, like... There's, like, sequences where I'm like, wait, what's the plot?
Yeah.
Because, like, we kind of don't have a plot for 45 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, kind of.
There's, like, two
I don't think
villains,
that's,
and
like-
their motivations are ambiguous.
But they're good villains, aren't they?
They're great.
They're great.
They're 4 villains. 5 villains, technically, if you count Will Wheaton as a villain.
Oh, yeah.
Which I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, kick his ass.
Will Wheaton.
No, I like Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton's great. I have no ill will with
He
Will.
was one of the names in the opening credit that I was like,
Yeah.
Will Wheaton is
Will
in
Wheaton
this.
is in this.
The other two were Clancy Brown, who's the voice of Mr. Krabs.
When, bro, Mr. Krabs and Ted Levine doing incredible work. They are so overqualified for in this movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like Ted Levine could have looked deadpan at the camera and says, "It puts the flubber on its skin, or it gets the bowling ball."
Like,
Like, I just like they are like so good at this movie.
Yeah.
Too much for its own.
they
there's a-
raised this movie a whole like half star for me.
I agree.
Oh,
The
I
two of
fully
them,
agree.
Where I'm just like, yeah, these guys are so overqualified to be playing the 2 henchmen in Flubber, but they are great. They're incredible.
Yeah.
It's like bringing in like your star like pitcher to play like a little league game.
Yeah.
It's like if you run in like who's like I haven't watched baseball in so long. Like Cliff Lee.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Jeff.
Cliff Lee was
right
big. Was a big pitcher in 2008. So it's like bringing in 2008 Cliff Lee.
Oh my God.
To play against like the 8-year-old little league game.
So
He's gonna smoke him.
Before we like get into like the plot aspect of this, Trina, I wanted to ask you about your connection with Robin. I mean, you picked this movie for a reason, I'm assuming. Unless if it was like the only free one left, I don't know. But like, yeah, like tell us like where is your connection with Robin Williams at, and like, yeah, just your upbringing with that.
Well, I'm trying to think. I think this might have been my first real exposure to Robin, which is crazy.
That is
Flubber.
Television clips of Flubber.
Because I would say the second like Robin Williams film that I really loved and watched was, because I didn't even really watch Aladdin growing up, which is crazy. But was Dead Poet Society, more like in school, and then
Yeah.
like kind of I watched Jumanji a little later. But Flubber was kind of like.
It's crazy, but it's also not crazy considering how many VHS sales of this movie did.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I owned a VHS copy of Flubber as a kid. Like,
I think we
it's always in a
must have
My
green.
family owned one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know this movie made like a ton of money in like VHS sales. So it's not surprising that much at all. And also, like, it plays on a lot of like Disney Channel movies and all that stuff. Like, so it's, I can understand it being like embedded in a lot of kids' minds. Also, like, right around the time of our childhood, like growing up.
Right.
So, like, it makes sense. Like, I saw this movie as a kid. Have not seen it ever since, but watching this was almost like a fever dream of like, what was I
Yes.
thinking as a kid?
Right,
Like,
right.
whoa. Like the Flubber Mambo scene
Yes.
has
Oh.
no place in the movie whatsoever.
Right.
But it just like
Jeff's like giving
just
him the
looking
eye.
at me.
The Flubber Mambo scene though.
Oh, it's great.
Best scene in the movie.
Look, it's great. It's awesome. Like, but I'm thinking like, what was I thinking as a kid watching this movie?
Yeah.
Like watching that
You were like,
scene.
Flubber dance.
The Flubber
Yeah,
does the
Flubber dance.
spiral. Like, I don't know.
I remember loving Flubber, but not really understanding the story too well. Even
Yeah.
though I would say this film is more made for kids than Jack. in a
Yeah.
way.
Yes.
Yeah.
1000%.
This is like definably a kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings me into the writer of the movie, who I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
It's written by John Hughes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, like, the thing about John Hughes that I like have kind of my thoughts on John Hughes are he basically is like when he's writing like adult movies, kind of getting into some thornier material, I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think like he starts to kind of struggle when he's doing kids movies, which he gets into hardcore in the 90s. Because like kind of his run where it's like when he's doing like teen movies like The Breakfast Club or 16 Candles, obviously those movies are iconic in a way.
Yeah.
But I think his best work kind of comes around when he gets right into like
John Candy.
like planes, trains,
I'll say it.
planes, trains, and
His writing
automobiles.
takes a new level with
Now,
John Candy.
I'll include Ferris Bueller in this.
Yeah.
I think that movie is a lot. You know, it's like really getting in there in a way that you don't think about when you first watch it.
Yeah.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. I haven't seen Uncle Buck actually, so I'm not going to include Uncle Buck.
Jeff, I've seen Uncle Buck. You got to watch Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck seems like a huge Stewart movie.
It's a huge Stewart movie.
But also, like,
it's a big Stewart
even
movie.
when he's not trying to, do that kind of material and he's just trying to make a comedy like Vacation, Christmas Vacation, those movies are very successful. And then in 1990, he does Home Alone, which I think is actually, like, for the most part, quite good.
Yes.
The first Home Alone is quite good.
Yeah.
The second Home Alone stars the current president of the United States. But after Home Alone, I think he gets rebranded a little bit, and he just kind of does like Beethoven, Home Alone 2, Dennis the Menace, Baby's Day Out, Miracle on 34th Street,
Baby's Day
101 Dalmatians, Flubber, Home Alone 3. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like his 90s are just kids movies.
Yeah.
He doesn't direct anything besides Curly Sue in the 90s. Everything else he's writing. And I just think his skills are not in this type of movie. Because this movie, like, there's ostensibly a screenplay. I assume the screenplay is just like some flubber shit happens, and then it's like a bunch of like dashes to make like the 7/8 long page. Where's all the dialogue?
I don't know why it brings this up, but I think of that like opening scene of Rogue One with Ben Mendelsohn and Mads Mikkelsen, where Ben Mendelsohn says, "Writing kids movies, a man of your talents,
Yeah.
it's a peaceful life." You know what I mean? Like it does just kind of seem like John Hughes, who did like all these great, amazing
Right.
movies, and he's like, I'm just gonna write kids movies now and
It's
retire
the
on my
DP
yacht.
Of this shoot, of this,
Yeah.
of this film.
Yeah.
And he ends up kind of shooting more,
He's like, I've done
The
my
cleaner.
part.
Yeah,
It's
Mr.
like
Cleaner
I
or
think I'm just
whatever.
gonna live a peaceful life and direct
Yeah,
like
right.
teen dramas or whatever. Like
It is truly that like I'm reading on his like biography right now that he basically like in 1994 he retired from the public eye and moved back to Chicago from LA.
yeah.
Where he would send scripts, but he would just stay in Chicago and didn't want to direct and like he obviously had some health issues that he dealt with. He passed away in 2009.
It's a peaceful life.
But I think he just like probably wanted to spend time with his family. He seemed like a good guy.
Also, like it just like totally unrelated. It just seems like I would not have wanted John Hughes to like fully engulf himself in the Hollywood machine.
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's one of those things where it's like, when writers do like, like they're 8 fantastic great movies and they're just like, I think I'm done. You're like, that's great. That's awesome. Like go out on a high note, It's like, yeah, he wrote some like pretty not okay and some not okay like kids movies. It's like people don't think about that when you say the name John
Yeah.
Hughes, which I think is a good thing.
Yes.
If he had done anything more than that, I think it would have gotten into some dodgy territory. It's like John Hughes, that the guy who made that like really shitty Flubber sequel, like
Two Flubber.
discounting 16 Candles and Uncle Buck, the two great American tales. I really like Uncle Buck. I think John Candy. You
I'll
said
watch
that's
Uncle
a
Buck at
Stewart
some point.
movie. I really just think John Candy's a Stewart actor.
John Candy's a big Stewart actor.
He's a big Stewart actor. And
I think his work in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is like in my top 10 to 20 film performances.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly understated. It's a very broad performance that I still think is understated.
Yeah.
Which there's a very contradictory terms. But I feel like we will get back to Flubber. I feel like in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like his whole bit in that movie is like he's the loud, gregarious fat guy, which is like kind of his typecast.
Yeah.
And that's all just like his shield, his like defense system
Right.
for how sad he is
Yeah.
that entire movie and how much he longs for a friend.
Yeah.
And I think it's like incredible. It's incredible that he manages to reach like the highest highs of just like overperformance
Yeah.
and still layer all that sadness in.
Yeah.
It's really impressive work.
I watched Uncle Buck with my family like last Christmas because it's not really a Christmas movie, but it's kind of a Christmas movie. But there's a scene where like when his brother calls him in the middle of the night to wake him up, he's like, "Hey, like, you know, my father-in-law passed away. I need you to come babysit the kids." And he's like, and he like wakes up and he reaches for the phone, but I think he like hits the wrong button or something. And then it cuts to this wide shot of Wrigleyville, of like on Clark Street facing north. So you see like Wrigley Field on the right and like a bunch of the hotel stuff on the left. And like he hits the wrong button, all of it just fucking lights up and like all the noises and sounds go crazy. And I'm like, God damn it. Imagine being a PA on that night shoot. Like fucking hell. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I always think about that scene all the time. Anyway, John Candy, Flubber looks like Candy Flubber.
No, but John Hughes, this is like in just kind of his like era.
Yeah.
So I think like I'm not going to blame him for this. I think he like, did a few passes of the script, wasn't really involved in the production.
Yeah.
He seemingly was like involved in the casting. He really wanted Robin to be in it. But like obviously Robin is in the midst of his conflict with Disney, so they had to consider other actors. My favorite one on the list that they had considered was Patrick Stewart. Would have just been like
Patrick Stewart.
Flubber, get over here.
Wow, that would have been crazy.
Jerry Seinfeld. What's with this Flubber? It's more Billy Crystal than anything.
Yeah.
The devil himself, as we learned last week.
Yeah.
But as soon as like the conflict was resolved, they cast Robin in it. The last thing before we just go through the movie, the original movie is called The Absent-Minded Professor.
Yeah.
The sequel to it is called Son of Flubber, which is not the title you give.
I'm sorry.
A movie not called Flubber.
Son of Flubber.
That's like because like they did like Son of Dracula, Son of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
If the movie's called Flubber, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make a sequel to a movie called Son of Flubber. I mean, you can. They did it, and it's very silly, but it seems a little crazy to just make a movie called Son of Flubber.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get into Robin Williams when we get into the plot. And I've already kind of like stated at the very top that this being the most like kind of whatever Robin performance we've ever like, in on my view, I've ever seen. Like, I feel like you said, like, I think you think they used a lot of the improv takes. I feel like they probably like they use some of the improv takes, but most of the time they just use the scripted takes because it's like, yes, we know, Robin, you have to improvise every single other take.
We are truly entering the era where I think Robin makes all the wrong choices.
Yeah.
Because career-wise. Because I think he leans into he goes too far afield on either end of the spectrum from this point on.
Yeah.
It's either really broad comedy like this, or he's leaning too much into schmaltz.
Yeah.
Which is like Good Will Hunting is the perfect synthesis.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about many times about how you need to synthesize his performances.
But then I'll do Bicentennial Man.
Like Bicentennial Man, and do you know what Jacob the Liar is about?
It's a Holocaust movie.
Yeah, it's a Holocaust movie where he brings inspiration to the ghetto.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, that sounds like a mess. Who knows?
Well, see, I've already read like up to that part in the book, and like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
Robin has been saying for a long time that he's Jewish by committee, and that was the movie where he really wanted to try to pull that card as much as he could, and he gets called out for it.
But like, I haven't seen Patch Adams, but obviously, like, that movie does not get great reception.
Some people like it, other people viscerally hate it.
And we'll get through these movies, but like after this, it's like it's schmaltz or it's Flubber again.
Yeah.
And we start losing the kind of great middle ground.
Yeah.
But while we're here talking about Flubber, let's get into it.
Yeah. I mean, we start with a Back to the Future opening. With all the
you gotta love a movie that starts with like a Rube Goldberg machine making breakfast.
Honestly,
if I had
what's
one of these,
better?
No, I would be unstoppable if I had one of these.
It's pretty good.
Would Becca kill me if the entire kitchen was overtaken by robots? Yes.
Yes.
But you'd have fresh eggs.
Yes, we would have good eggs.
I like the opening.
Yeah, it's like the Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Back
It's
to the
good.
Future.
Yeah.
It's good. One of the better parts of the movie.
And he like Robin wakes up and his robot named, oh God.
Weebo.
Weebo.
Weebo. Because there's
Weebo.
another robot. Weebo. Weebo, who, like, first off, like, he's trying to, like, he's bending over backwards trying to create this, like, new invention or whatever. Are we just going to ignore the
we
fact?
all have the same thought.
Yes.
Are we going to ignore the
Yes.
fact that he created artificial intelligence and a
Literally.
hovering robot?
Literally.
Like Weebo truly seems like he could market Weebo and save the college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, why not make? He clearly makes a second Weebo at the end,
quite easily.
and he's like,
We
"Oh,
bet.
We bet.
Yeah, we bet." And like he says, like, oh, I tried to replicate Weebo, but it just didn't work. And he's like, I was able to make like similar ones, but they didn't have her personality. Yeah, who cares? You made a robot. It flies around.
You made a flying
I don't
robot.
care if it
who
does
can
have a
do things.
personality.
Oh God.
I think Brian quoted because Brian watched Flubber with me and was like, he invents something to crack eggs, but also invents a flying robot. Mad inconsistent. I was like, yeah, very inconsistent.
It's the fact that he's trying to find the next invention to save the college, and they're surrounding his
Yeah.
house. Like, he has all the means to do it,
Literally.
which honestly adds to the humor a little bit. Now, as we're talking about it, it's like, of course, he thinks like, no, none of these will work.
Yeah.
Save the college.
It's truly like ridiculous. You're like, sell the robot.
Sell the robot or sell one of the machines or like, I don't know.
Now, Trina, from your like kind of cursory knowledge of this movie, having seen it, how much Flubber, like the actual guy, did you expect there to be in this movie?
A lot more,
You
guys.
expect that there's
so
going to be
much more.
You look at the
Yeah.
poster for this movie,
Yeah.
You
And
look
he's
at the
wearing
ti-
glasses, right?
and a
He's
flow
little-
flop.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, well, this movie's about he makes a little guy, and the little
Yeah.
guy's causing chaos.
Right?
Of course.
The little guy's like not in the movie.
I
He's like in
know.
like 3 scenes.
I have so many notes here where I'm like, where is Flubber? Did he kill Flubber? Where's Flubber, man? Yeah. I'm like, does Flubber like being in prison? Where's Flubber? Yeah.
Trina just kept writing, "Where's Flubber?"
Where's Flubber? We came for
Yeah.
Flubber.
Brian's not home, and he comes home, and like the door is like cracked open to the apartment. And he like creaks it,
There's writing on the walls.
and there's like writing on the wall. There's lightning flashing.
Where's Flubber?
And it just says like, "Where's Flubber? Where's Flubber?" And Trina's like etching in blood. Like, "Where's Flubber?"
Does he like being in his prison? Oh, very good.
Yeah, I was like, my perception of this movie was entirely incorrect.
I know.
I was like, oh, this movie is about Robin Williams. He makes a flubber, and the flubber causes chaos, and that is the bit.
It seems like the gelatinous, like gel Flubber has more screen time in this movie than the actual Flubber.
The
Yeah.
actual flubber has like 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Like
It
the
has-
hand cream Flubber has
Yeah.
more scenes.
Oh, yeah, there's like so much hand cream.
The spray bottle has more
spray
screen
bottle.
time.
I know.
Flubber is there when he makes flubber, and then Flubber is in the middle when he does the mambo,
Yes.
and then Flubber comes back at the end.
Yeah.
That's it. There's like no flubber in those interstitial sections.
Maybe because like the movie doesn't want to get bogged down in the whole like ethics and morality of him like like using Flubber to his own like personal. Like, you know, it is kind of like he's creating like a slave in some sort of sense. Like, if you want to really get into the nitty gritty of the ethics of this whole thing, it's like, do we want to focus on Flubber more if all we're thinking about is like, Flubber's held here against his will.
Yeah.
And pieces of his body are being torn off to make hair products.
I'm sure.
We're just talking about animal farming, guys. Okay.
I'm sure that like the real reason is Flubber is probably really expensive. Like the
Yeah.
CG is probably very expensive for Flubber, and so
Yeah.
it's like you
Yeah.
only get like 3 kind of big sequences of it.
Yeah.
To which I say, who cares? Put more Flubber in this movie. Like you don't need to have him physically on screen, but you can kind of like take instead of 3 big chunks, slice them up a little bit, and just like spread him through it.
Listen, I'm gonna give you 2 options: either less Robin screen time, more Flubber screen time, or vice versa. And honestly, more Flubber screen time is what I'd be voting for right now.
Because otherwise, this movie like it's about like
It's just about the professor and his problems.
he's like I made a Flubber,
Literally.
Yeah.
which like who hasn't?
Haven't we all in our day, like some point, you know, made a Flubber?
He's like I made a Flubber, and now I'm going to use the technology of the Flubber to save the school. And I'm like, oh,
And to win his
okay.
like ex-girlfriend
Yeah, like
back.
yeah, right. Fiance of
Who
3
he
times.
doesn't deserve.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't care how absent-minded you are. You forget about your wedding 3 times, leaving your wife on the altar. And then the end of the movie where it's like a Zoom wedding,
Yes!
and that's supposed to make us feel better?
He still can't commit.
He still can't commit to the wedding.
It's embarrassing.
It's honestly an atrocity.
You know what I like? So I just went to Marcia Gay Harden's Wikipedia, who plays his fiance in this film. And her Wikipedia image is her in front of Olaf from Frozen. I'm like, oh, who'd she play in Frozen? She's not in Frozen.
Oh, she's just at the premiere.
I don't know why she's present in this image.
She's just at the premiere.
Yeah.
Is she married to someone who is in Frozen? Let's
And I don't know.
she's 3 children. No, she does. Why was she at the Frozen premiere?
Okay. Anyway, to get back to Flubber, so Philip Brainerd.
Yes. Brain.
I'm gonna let that one.
In
Brain nerd.
1961 or whatever, that was the height of comedy.
Yeah.
His name's Brainerd.
Brainerd.
JFK sitting in the White House ha ha ha, this is very funny. Book me a ticket to Dallas. No, don't.
I have been talking to the cops. Have
All right. So Rob Williams playing Philip Brainerd, who is an absent-minded professor.
Yes.
So, what? Sorry, one second. Absent-minded professor.
As we know, one of my favorite things in the world are the people who edit Wikipedia pages and add hyperlinks for random words in the plot description.
You're talking about the absent-minded professor.
that they have
Wikipedia.
for plot under Flubber. It says absent-minded professor Phil Brainerd, and they have hyperlinked absent-minded professor to the Wikipedia page for the trope and the stock character of an absent-minded professor. It doesn't even link it to the movie. It links it to the concept of an absent-minded professor.
Which evidently it seems like it goes all the way back to Greek times.
Philip Brainerd is developing a new energy source, and then they hyperlink developing a new energy source to energy development.
Who
I'm
does
seeing
this?
elasticity is hyperlinked, which is great. Elasticity parentheses physics.
Kinetic energy.
So good. I love that we're all looking at the Wikipedia. So yes, he's trying to come up with a new energy source to save the college. This entire movie was shot in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Were Robbins living at the time?
Yes,
Question
Robin's living in the Bay Area, Marin County, just outside of San Francisco proper. I looked this up actually because we've been covering a lot of movies in this early to mid 90s period. A lot of stuff being shot in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking San Francisco was a hot spot of the 90s for filming. And I'm thinking what happened? I don't besides Rise of the Planet of the Apes and a couple other places that use the Golden Gate Bridge for a trope. I'm trying to think what movie has been set in San Francisco since 2000.
I can tell you.
Please.
I can tell you.
Besides Rise of the Planet
I
of the
can
Apes.
tell you Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Godzilla. Is set in San Francisco?
The newest one?
The Bryan Cranston one.
The 2014 one.
Yes, the 2014
That's set in San Francisco? That's set all over the world, though.
It's set in San Francisco. There are cutaways to other places.
You mean the final battle between the kaiju and Godzilla is set in San Francisco?
No, it's
which is the last half of the movie, to be fair.
That's where Godzilla makes landfall.
Yes.
And it's where the monsters have their fight, and it's where the entire most of the movie is set
Right.
there.
But I think it starts in Japan, doesn't it? And then goes to Hawaii and then goes to San Francisco.
Maybe
it
starts in Bikini Atoll.
Yeah, I'll give credit where credit is due. The last
they were
half
trying to kill it.
is San Francisco for sure, because that is where the final battle and the cool scene of all the paratroopers jump in. That is all San Francisco. But I'm just thinking and also you can go into the whole concept did they shoot all that in San Francisco? I guess.
Okay, I remember.
Maybe some
I'm
of
looking it up now. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen live in San Francisco. Bryan Cranston was working at a power plant in Japan. Aaron Taylor Johnson goes to Japan to find his dad. Godzilla comes up and starts heading for San Francisco. And then he comes to San Francisco.
Yes. Because that's what the kaiju are.
That's the train of events. The Mutos.
The Mutos.
The Mutos.
What was that an acronym for again?
Massive underground terrestrial organism, probably.
Something like
I just pulled that off the dome. I don't know if that's right.
That was so good. Wow.
Yeah.
No, this whole thing just
no,
brought
there-
me into like I went into a deep dive on like the history of like filming in San Francisco.
But no, Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Scenes in San Francisco.
Enough of the movie. The Social Network and Zodiac, but those are like literally set in San Francisco, so you kind of got to do it there. Matrix 4 is all shot in San Francisco.
Okay. Okay.
Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So am I just wrong? Is what that I thought that?
No,
am I just having a perception
There's definitely
problem
less
that like?
movies in San Francisco.
Yeah, I just thought like there was like a time where it seemed like every single movie in the '90s was filmed in San Francisco.
There's like a specific breed of kids movie, like from like Mrs. Doubtfire to Princess Diaries that is
Yeah.
like set in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Princess Diaries.
And there's definitely a drop off that happened.
I think it becomes a little less prevalent. I think because like just generally like location shooting maybe
Yeah.
drops a little bit.
When I looked it up, I got like the most boring answers, which is like, yeah, tax incentives change, people moved to different places, and technology grew, so you didn't have to film everything on location anymore. The infrastructure wasn't that great, and it's like, okay. Like there wasn't a, it's like there's no like big thing that happened that was like, and we'll never shoot in San Francisco again.
The city was
Right.
destroyed by a Godzilla. So
It really was just like the most boring,
because
like
it wasn't there.
bureaucratic stuff. It's like, yeah, and things stopped like shooting in San Francisco, and that was kind of it. But yeah, this entire movie is basically shot and set in San Francisco. Well, it's set in like a New England town,
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
but it's shot in San Francisco.
One of my
Mostly on
favorite
the
things that happens in a movie is when like a landmark gets destroyed, and then at the end of the movie, like there's like a cutaway shot to people rebuilding the landmark. I always find that entertaining. like an X-Men: The Last Stand when like he picks up the Golden Gate Bridge and drops it on Alcatraz Island. And then the end of the movie comes around and there's like angels like fly and he flies back and they picked up the Golden Gate Bridge and they're putting it back. And I'm like, how does that work?
Sure, there's some other like telekinesis mutant who can do some shit.
How'd they put that back there? The whole ass bridge.
That we just talked about like lines in movies that don't deserve to be in there, and like I'm sorry, but like Magneto just saying like Charles always wanted to build bridges, and then dropping the bridge on Alcatraz. I'm like, fucking hell! Like that's first off like to be the line delivery by Ian McKellen in that moment. I'm like, get that man an Oscar right there for that.
Can I tell you the inherent problem with that movie? We're gonna get back to Flubber, I swear to God. Can I tell you the inherent problem with that movie? Is that I think that movie has a lot of very good lines in it. They're just frequently contradicting each other.
Yes.
Like the previous scene, Ian McKellen, like Pyro, is like, oh, I would have killed the professor who gave me the chance, Magneto. And he's like, Charles Xavier did more for our cause than you could ever imagine. My only regret is that for our dream to live, he had to die. And it's like a very good scene of respect for him. And then like next thing he's clowning on him like, hey, I always wanted to build bridges and dropping the bridge. I'm like, two good lines. Very contradictory in whether he has respect for this man.
I didn't read that
Yeah.
as contradictory,
Love it.
more just as like Magneto aura farming right now as he's picking up Alcatraz, like the Golden Gate Bridge. Anyway, let's get back to the comfortable subject of Flubber. Let's stop talking about fighting sorry, did I almost say human rights? I meant mutant rights, a completely fictional thing that we do not have to go through right now. Sorry.
This came from talking about Flubber's rights. And he's
Flubber's
kind
rights.
of
That's
muted.
right.
Yeah.
We received an update from Mark Tilley.
What did
He
say?
said, I said, you've seen Codename the Cleaner. He said, yes, like 20 years ago. I don't remember it. Came on TV. Had Lucy Liu being mean to Cedric the Entertainer. I was game. Pretty sure it was terrible. That's all he had to say.
Good. So we get the professor and he's like, Weibo, show me my schedule. And Weibo's like, yeah, you have nothing going on this afternoon. Clearly has a wedding planned. And he's like, oh, gee, I could have swore I thought I had something. Okay, guess not. Joinks. Like zoinks.
Yeah.
I forgot again. And then he goes to the university. There's like the newspaper clipping showing that the university is on the verge of like shutting down. And then he goes in. So I'm looking up her name in the movie. College president, Sarah Jean Reynolds.
Yes.
So she's the college president. He goes to her office, and like it's either her assistant or her secretary is like, "Do you remember what today is?" He's like, my next like pitch to save the college." Zoinks. Like, I don't know. I could do this the whole time, but like it really is just like business. It's Flubber.
Yeah.
Business. Because the movie doesn't really kick into gear until like he develops Flubber.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we get introduced to our two villains.
The
Wilson Croft.
Oh, played by oh my god, Christopher McDonald corner here.
Yes.
I love Christopher McDonald.
You're a big Christopher McDonald
I'm
guy.
a big Christopher McDonald guy because he is the same villain in every single movie. He really is. He's I'm going to steal his idea for my own.
What I like a villain that just like doesn't even just he even like as at the beginning is like, yes, I know I'm a selfish evil man, but I want your idea and your wife. It's like it's just straight up said it.
I think he has set the tone that like villains must have a 5% minimum threshold of fruitiness to them.
Yeah.
Like if you are not within that 5 to 10% fruitiness threshold, like you're doing your villains wrong.
Yes.
Because like when like the wedding scene when like it's clear Robin Williams was going to show up and we cut to him and he's holding like beads and we just see a close up of the beads falling and the camera pans up and he just like does the
The evil grin.
smirk grin thing. I'm like, yes, like that is how you do it. That is how you do it. I bet they got that on one take.
Oh yeah.
That's like Les Mayfield was like, great. That's a wrap, guys. Like, we don't need any other ones than that. It was so good. Like, Chris could have done it better. All right, moving on. New scene.
But like, he's one of our two great villains. And the other one is Raymond J. Barry as Chester Honecker.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Who is the sponsor of the college? He basically like puts all the money in for the school, it
Couldn't
seems like
tell you that unless you had told me.
it seems like the only the movie never gets into. I only was able to ascertain it because there's a newspaper in one shot that says he's going to pull funding.
Oh.
And it's because his son, played by Will Wheaton, is not like passing science class, and so he's kicked off the basketball team. Yeah. And so he's like, "Well, I would defund the school."
And then he's
gonna
gonna
make this guy Secretary of Education.
I was just saying he's gonna buy the university and call it Honecker
University.
University.
Honecker University. Really weak, Sleepy Joe. No,
Sleepy.
I simply cannot.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna send the National Guard into Chicago tomorrow.
Because of Jack.
Coming for me.
Oh God.
So-
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
So he's trying to develop a new energy source. Power the sun in the palm of Professor Brainerd's hand.
Flying robots and artificial intelligence simply will not do.
The flying robot Weibo is helping him, and he like has like he has an epiphany, and he's just like, and he starts like typing. He's like, instead of hot, cold.
Cold. That was the funniest.
And that is how he invents Flubber, is by making hot cold. It's like he changes one word in the calculation, and it just works. After years of seemingly working at this.
Well, it's clear that like the glycose enzyme, when you're bonding the molecules from like a hot Kelvin process.
Oh, sorry, what?
I love it when movies like who are clearly not interested in the science have to like for the sake of like some kind of a train of thought be like, we got to put some sciencey words into this. So Robin says like, yeah, well, like the DNA prozyme and connects with the 277 Kelvin, and then we put that into like the grinding mechanism so that the geometric forces, and I'm like, okay, John. Go off, King.
You like checking this movie. He's like, scientific consultant Stephen Hawking. But he invents Flubber. And he and Weibo spend all night making Flubber, and Weibo being like
It's just the way you said him and Flubber spending all night making Flubber.
No, he and Weibo make Flubber, and Weibo who lusts for him. Who
Yeah,
lusts for him,
Weebo.
deletes his wedding from the calendar.
Evil Weebo. Yeah.
Okay, I was like kind of confused by this because Weebo like is seemingly sabotaging him to
Yeah.
make him miss the wedding, but also keeps bringing it up. Like
Play the
Weebo's
long
like,
game.
"Sorry, Sarah," and deletes it off the calendar. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Weebo's like,
Weebo.
Weebo wants him all for herself." But then, like right after that, her line is like, "Professor, should I call the church and tell them you're not coming?" I'm like, "Oh, well, Weebo, let's be serious now. If you're trying to pull this con, you can't just like say, 'Hey, I'm pulling a con on you' with your next line." Thankfully, he doesn't hear her.
Yeah.
But they spend all night making Flubber. I give Stuart a look. Until it is 6:30 a.m. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be a few minutes late for the wedding."
Right.
Too much flubber.
And she's like, "Professor, it's a.m., not p.m. You
Yeah,
missed the
it's the
wedding."
next
Who
day.
schedules a fucking wedding for 6:30 in the morning? Like,
well-
what time's your reception gonna be? 8 a.m.
But then also, like, what was his like plan? Like to get there 2 minutes before the ceremony? Also, from someone who's planned a wedding, I'm sure you can speak to this as well. You can't just like willy-nilly be like, "We're gonna have the wedding. You missed 2 of them, but we'll just have it this Friday at 6:30."
Yeah.
I'm like, 'cause it's like, there's a reception,
Right.
There's and not just, I'm not just saying this experience. Like in the movie, there's a reception. There's a bunch of people there, and they're all dressed like there's bridesmaids. Like you can't like this can't be the 3rd attempt at this. Like,
Yeah.
what do you just have the reception hall on standby?
Well, like these poor people who keep
That's why
getting
that's why the school's going under because all the
invited
money's
and
going into
canceled
the,
and invited and canceled, and it's like, should we get them a gift? It's like, I don't know. Is he gonna come? Like,
I think Brian and I were like, where are their friends? Do they have any other friends or anybody who could like call him or come to pick him up or something, right? It's like no one clearly cares.
the,
so.
the maid of honor is Weebo. Best man is Flubber.
Oh my God.
bitch.
Flubber being made like unlocked memories for me though, because like, and then also I remember him emerging, and then I was like, Brian, I think this is when he like flies around the room and starts hitting things. Like this is what I remember.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen for a little bit later.
Where's
Where is it? And then it happened, and I was like, yes, this is it. But yeah, there were a lot of unlocking memories.
They make Flubber, and Flubber like causes a little bit of chaos around the house in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He's like, "It's flying rubber, Flubber,"
Flubber.
and then like, you know, why do birds suddenly appear every time? And he and Flubber, you know, no.
What a story, Mark.
He put his face into Flubber. Do you remember that
does
moment
put
where
his
he like stretched him? And
It's like it's elastic.
And Flubber's like screaming the whole time.
It's like let's see, let's test this potential to kinetic energy. Boing 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 boing, and it like does the bouncy thing, and I'm
thing
like, poor
about-
Flubber being tortured. Like,
So this movie kind of needs to pick a lane, is my thing, because there's 2 lanes here. One, Flubber is alive. Number 2, Flubber is a substance you made that does crazy stuff.
yeah,
This movie tries to do both.
that is the ultimate issue of the
Yes.
movie. Is
'Cause, like,
Flubber
it's-
sentient?
Yes, no, but it's like Flubber is sentient,
seems
and
like
like
it.
so. Is the movie about he created life? No, the movie's about how he just he skins Flubber and uses it to
yeah.
to create other things. I'm like, okay, that's a movie. Like you created a substance, and the substance does wacky stuff when you put it on things. That's a movie. Or a movie is you made life. Can't
Yeah.
because he takes the life very. He's like, Flubber's alive. Great. He takes it off and he's putting Flubber on things.
My partner and I last night we watched Spirited Away, just for shits and giggles.
What a good night you had.
And
Yeah.
we just got we were watching that scene where that mask figure started eating people, and I just thought
No
made me-
face.
no face.
Put some
thank
respect
you.
on that name.
Sorry, I was doing something. I truly, I'm gonna be scorned at the table for saying this out loud. I put it on as a background movie,
No, it is a good background movie. If you've seen it before, it's a good background movie.
and so but I just remember thinking as No Face was eating people, and then I just thought what if Flubber just retaliated? What would stop him?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. It's like an indestructible gelatinous elastic form that could truly just
It would be the blob.
consume.
It would just be the blob.
It would be the blob.
He's like, I created Flubber. Hard cut to 6 months later.
It's not
There's
stopping.
tanks and they're shooting and you just see a massive skyscraper-sized Flubber just encompassing the entirety of New York City.
Yes.
Like, no!
What did you think of? What did you think of?
The more missiles we shoot, the larger it gets.
I thought of something that could be, the most harmless and nicest sort of being ever. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Flubber Man.
You see a jet fly into Flubber by accident and get consumed by it.
Oh God.
I wish they had gone with something like
be
that. I wish they had gone
insane.
with Flubber actually being a part of the professor's life and affecting it in some way, where as his little guy form,
Yeah, like Flubber,
little buddy form.
instead of locking Flubber, he tries to go here's the plot. I can't believe I'm rewriting Flubber right now. Instead of he locks Flubber away, Flubber escapes from the little,
Keep going.
Oh, that's good. Flubber escapes from the little canister that he's in, and Flubber follows him to school and is causing chaos at the school, and he has to
Yes.
subdue Flubber. That's your movie.
Exactly. I thought Flubber was gonna help him get his girl back.
Yeah.
I thought that was
there's no
no.
involvement. He's no involvement in the mix.
But also, we can see that Flubber can multiply,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We know Flubber from the dancing scene.
Yeah.
Look how many Flubbers there are.
I
a lot of
know.
Flubbers.
It's a lot of Flubbers.
A lot of Flubbers.
So, assumingly, they can multiply, reproduce very
Yeah.
quickly.
You're
They can also probably convert itself and make a bigger version, right? It just seems like there's an endless supply of Flubber now.
now he has a Flubber, and he's trying to figure out how does Flubber help me because
Win my girl back.
win my girl back and save the school. And all the while, Flubber's just kind of causing chaos, and he has to figure that out while also balancing his personal life, which is failing. And then in your third act, he discovers, Flubber can do things that people can't, and then that's
right.
and that's the movie.
They seem to just use the bouncy thing of it.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
That's all that they.
Well, it also
really-
makes a car fly? Question mark.
Right.
which I.
It's a kids movie, so I'm not going to be that mad.
Right.
drenched in sweat to explain
my
this
gosh.
one.
Oh, we watched that part, and Brian had look. I think he was playing Yu-Gi-Oh or something on his phone. So he was looking away for a minute, and then he looked back and was like, "What's going on?" I looked away for 5 minutes. Now they're in a flying car going to the moon. What's going on?
Does the
where's-
ET shot?
Yeah.
The thing about this movie is it's so ridiculous, and there's no plot and there's nothing happening, and then just randomly there's that one scene where Weibo makes the hologram version of herself.
Oh yeah, that
And,
was wild.
Oh
It's
my
literally
God.
it's the joy scene from Blade Runner 2049.
Yes.
It's almost verbatim the same sequence.
Flubber did it first.
Where which is very weird. It's just and Weibo she longs to touch the professor and she loves him.
This is a very sensual.
And she makes a hologram, and the hologram walks up the stairs, and there's this nice music playing. The hologram tries to stroke the professor's hair, and he wakes up and realizes oh, this is Weibo's human form. If she could, be real, she longs to be real and to be with me. And it's that's kind of an insane scene to throw in the middle of this movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Right.
Right.
That's a movie I would not mind watching. About this robot has developed feelings for Professor, but she can't because she's a flying
Head.
pancake essentially.
Yeah.
And the movie's we'll get back to that at the end. We'll quickly we'll wrap it all up very
No
quickly.
more of that.
And you'll have a child
Yeah.
with this one.
Yeah.
There wasn't a really clear plot, was there? I kept forgetting the school needed saving. I
Yes.
was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, the school needs saving.
Because he makes a flying car somehow. And he flies over Sarah's house where he hears her and
Oh yeah.
what's his name?
Christopher McDonald.
Christopher McDonald talking. And she's or he says, if we go to the basketball game,
Right.
and
My
my school
team
beats
win.
your team, you have to go on a cabin trip with me all for a long weekend. And she's like, and if we win, I'll buy you dinner. And it's why does he win in both scenarios here?
Yeah. It's either way, he's
This is
out.
this is the Watto bargain in the Phantom Menace, where it's
Yeah.
either way, you win.
Oh, bro. This guy stinks.
The Watto impression.
You can't have him. It wasn't a fair bet.
I wish Watto
I have
had been
talking to the cops,
Weibo.
have you,
Which
right?
Watto is. Imagine if like he's like, hey, my robot, this is Watto, and he's like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, Watto got more work after the Phantom Menace. I'm very happy about this. Actually, this is before the Phantom. Like Watto's in this first.
Well, was this movie before
It
the
was
Phantom?
2 years before the Phantom Menace.
Oh,
Imagine.
but the whole VFX kind of stuff that they were doing, I guess, with
Flubber.
animation with Flubber, I thought that had come after because I thought Phantom Menace was the one that kind of.
I'm sure that like this animation was like kind of groundbreaking in a way. I don't know
Yeah.
who did this animation. I didn't watch the end credits to see if it was ILM, but I'm sure this was like a big step forward.
I think it was.
Imagine if like Watto that they should just like take those characters from the Phantom Menace and like put them in other movies unrelated. Just like, you know, you're watching like some serious A24 drama. And the guy goes to the bank, and the bank teller is Sebulba. It's like the movie does not play on it. It's just like that'll be $10, and he slides the $10 across, and they leave. And you're like, was that Sebulba? What was he doing at the bank?
Anyway,
Stuart, can you imagine that?
no,
You're
no,
like-
I can't.
You're watching like this rom com, and Boss Nass is the waiter. He just like drops.
This is a cursed episode. I feel like we haven't talked about Flubber. We keep going on weird
We're
tangents.
talking about Boss Nass. Trina, rank the aliens from the Phantom Menace. Who's the best?
No, I am stopping it here. Okay,
Ben Quaddam.
Ben Quaddam. That's what I'm talking about. I knew. Shake my hand. I knew you'd be a real one.
Oh, I was gonna let this keep going. Okay, so
We're gonna lock in. We're gonna take Flubber very seriously as an academic
So-
text.
the two cronies,
Oh yeah.
Clancy Brown and Ted Levine,
Yes,
they sneak into the professor's
they are hired by Honecker
by
to find blackmail on the professor.
big scary evil boss guy to go spy on the professor, and then as they're like looking in his window, the professor is like using like the Flubber paste.
Yes.
Sorry, he's using the Flubber paste to apply this kind of lotion to like a golf ball to make it extra bouncy, and he tests it out and it's really bouncy.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it bounces all over the place, and then it flies out the window and hits Clancy Brown
Yes.
in the noggin.
And then he tries it on a bowling ball,
Oh yeah.
which bounces all around,
the
and flies
cuts-
out the window, and hits Ted Levine.
I will say, like, the cuts in the editing of this scene are actually really funny.
Yeah.
Because like Ted Levine looks at it's like, can't be that bad. How many golf balls does this guy have?
Yeah.
He went down the bowling ball.
The thing about this scene is it is always funny to watch accomplished character actors get hit in the head repeatedly for comedic effect.
Yes.
And watching Clancy Brown and Ted Levine get their noggins whacked
Yeah.
is very good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is very good. And so, yeah, and he does something to the bowling ball smacks Ted Levine in the face. And then the scene's not over yet,
Yes.
which is the best part. Is they're hiding underneath the roof. It's like, we wait till the bowling ball lands and then we book it to the car. This may be like my favorite scene of the whole movie, just because these two jamokes are like crushing it.
Yes. You
Yeah.
know, they're like Jesus. They're turning water into wine.
Turning Flubber into I don't know. Turning water into Flubber, turning Flubber into water or wine. I don't know. What's
They're weaving gold.
weaving
Out of fabric.
gold out of Flubber. Yeah, so
I have a little aside just because it's
Yes.
like you mentioned, like every time he sprays it or like applies the lotion, I swear applies the lotion because it's always kind of weird when he applies it to his hands. It's like Flubber, and I'm like, ugh.
I don't like it.
I don't like it
But I
either.
swear sometimes I hear a little like, oh, like it's a little Flubber noise. Like I'm like, so he is like alive.
He's in
this.
there. He's in the
there.
hands.
Yeah.
He's just like, shut up. I don't know. I don't want to think about it
I
because
know.
I know if I do think any more about it, it's gonna make me feel
Right.
really
But
bad.
I like that they accidentally spray some Flubber on the sidewalk there.
Yeah.
And so the two guys like think that they're scot free, but the bowling ball and the tennis ball just bounce back up into the stratosphere, and they will for all eternity
Yeah.
just bounce there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two guys like bounce into some kid's tree.
Oh yeah.
There's
the
like this
kid.
repeated bit with
We
this
come
kid.
back to this kid
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
do.
Yeah.
Repeated
I
bit
like
with this
that.
kid who keeps hearing noises at his window, and then he opens his window, and there's guys in the tree, or there's a flying car out there, and he keeps running to his parents scared. It's very funny. It's a good bit.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
Classic Disney bit right there.
But like basically nothing has happened. This is when there's the basketball scene.
Yeah.
I write in my notes.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
halfway through the movie. Flubber has not been released yet
Release me
because Robin is
from
like,
my prison.
I need to make sure that our team
Release me.
wins. So I will apply Flubber to all their shoes and the balls.
But
Right.
this wouldn't help me.
This
play
would make
basketball.
things so much worse.
It makes
These
it-
kids,
Yeah.
Somehow this makes these kids like extremely talented.
But it's
Not
like
just that they can jump high.
you can't walk. It's like you're wearing like moon shoes playing basketball against 6 foot tall giants. Like
I also like that they're like, the one guy's like, they're clearly cheating, and the guy's like, I didn't say anything about jumping high in the rules. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
jumping like 30 feet in the air. This is
When-
clearly not all kosher.
when he like sprays the basketball, my first thought is like, Patriots, take note.
Yeah,
Take note.
Take-
Patriots take note.
oh my
You know the
gosh.
bit I'm
Yes, I
talking
know
about,
the
right?
bit.
Okay, good. Just making sure we're not all
Patriots
sports
take
people.
But he manages to cheat essentially. So Brainerd or whatever Medfield wins the game. They beat Rutland, but Sarah doesn't want to go with him because he's like, you had to cheat for that.
Yeah.
And she leaves. And then Flubber escapes. Weebo lets Flubber out. She's like, let me meet you. And I'm like, Weebo, relax. Chill. And then Flubber does the best scene in the movie, the Flubber Mambo,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is just like, it's an old Hollywood like dance production number, but with a little Flubber guy.
Yeah.
And I love all the like the
Yeah, it was
incorporation
fun.
of all the little robots too. Like,
I was like, this is such a fun build too. Like just the set.
yeah. No actors, so it's like
Right.
they're just having fun on set.
I
with
like,
all
I like the
practical
robot with
effects.
like
robot.
the fruit hat.
Yeah.
And the flubbers look good.
When it cuts to this and there's like the the
Oh,
two
yeah.
big Egyptian style staircases and the
Yes.
Flubbers we start going through all the Flubbers.
Yeah.
This is what I remember as a kid, but I thought there was more of this throughout the whole film, honestly.
You think that this is the whole movie,
Yeah.
is this? And it is not. I like Weebo dancing. Weebo
Yeah.
looks cute
Yeah.
when she dances. Weebo, very cute robot design, I must say.
It is a cute robot design.
But like, and this is great effects work in my opinion.
Right?
Like, it's like
Oh,
good for
totally.
its time, and like,
Super good for its time.
it's like the kids, I'm sure, are laughing, having a good hoot and hollering time.
I'm having a good hoot and hollering.
I know.
So yeah. Anyway, that's the Flubber Mambo.
It's the best scene in the movie.
It's the best scene
It
in the
really
movie.
is.
It's that and Clancy Brown and Libby getting hit with bowling balls. Those are
Yes.
the highlights. of the
Though
movie.
honestly, both basketball scenes, the one where he's like first in there by himself testing things out, and the real game, had Brian and I dying laughing.
Yeah.
Like it was just like so slapstick. I think it's just something about the kids dribbling the ball and then it
Yeah.
starts dribbling really fast. It was just so funny.
I love
just-
like the boss guy
Wow.
sitting in the game, just being like, "Put another million on Headfield." I was like, "You're making bets on a college basketball
Yeah,
game?"
literally.
Like, oh my god! And this one's like, "Dad, you're betting against my school team." Really good.
really good.
This is where I think in the movie they like figure out it's like, okay, the professor who's flunking Will Wheaton, Robin Williams, they realize it's like, we got to get some dirt on him. What does he have? Well, he has this new Flubber invention that I guess he's trying to use to save the school. Okay, go there and get the Flubber.
He's got a flubber.
He's got a,
He's got
wait, he's got a what?
Got a
Say that
Flubber.
again. He's got.
flubber.
It's like, Mr. President, there are two Flubbers.
Flubber, a second president, Mr. President, a second flubber.
Oh man.
But then like Flubber just gets back in the cage.
It seems like when he's not home, he just puts Flubber in the
a box.
the nitrogen box.
He puts the flubber in the box.
He puts the Flubber
Flubber
on
in
the
the
skid,
box.
or it gets the bowling ball again.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, like, the movie you expect is Flubber is now loose.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is Flubber chaos. And so Flubber's like, that was fun. And gets back in the cage. It's crazy.
Yeah, like that is like the missed mark right
Like,
there.
shouldn't
It's
he
like,
come home and, oh
real.
my God,
Flubber's gone.
Flubber's gone.
Yes.
And Weeblow's like, I let Flubber loose. And now Flubber's out causing chaos.
Yeah.
And like the rest of the movie is him like running around town and like Flubber's like, I don't know, taking over like a school bus or something.
What?
There's like a school bus. I don't know. He's doing crazy stuff.
There was one moment when Flubber was in other people's houses and stuff. Remember when he was flying around? Well, that was when he was first released, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
when they took the picture and he was bouncing all around the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah,
And he
yeah.
followed that woman's butt, which
Yeah.
is really a lot.
Oh,
Brian and I
yeah.
were like, whoa,
What was that
what's
shot in the
happening
movie
here?
for?
Yeah.
Because the Flubber even does that. Wah!
We were like, whoa.
With that exact same voice too. It's like
Flubber's going through puberty.
yeah. Flubber went through like all 6 stages of life in like 2 minutes. Mortified. But yeah, I agree. It's like missed opportunity for the movie, and like I don't think it would add the budget that much too. Like it really just seems like you just have Flubber like released and it's crazy, and like they have to hunt him down and.
Yeah.
You could have
kill
like
him.
you could have like the final scene of the
If it
movie be
bleeds,
like
we can
where
kill
like
it.
the bad guys
Take
are
Flubber.
going to the college to like sabotage or something, and then you know Robin Williams and his ex girlfriend Sarah Reynolds, they go to the college to catch the Flubber, and like that's where the chaos and mayhem take place.
Right.
Because the climax in this movie, like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
It's so
At the rich
dumb.
people's house, right? It was
Yeah.
the rich
Yeah.
mansion? Yeah.
The climax of this movie.
oh, yeah, climax.
I just want to quickly shout out Sam Lloyd, who plays the coach for the Medfield team during the basketball sequence.
Yeah.
He's in Scrubs. He's Christopher Lloyd's younger brother.
Okay.
He's very funny.
Cool.
But like, yeah, they like wind up. In my notes, I wrote he's cheating at this game to win back his booty call. Why does this movie have 2 villains? It is 93 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the henchmen go to steal Flubber, and they succeed.
But Weibo tries to like whack him,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
And so
this
they
is where
whack
we
Weibo.
get the sad.
Weibo's death is fucked up.
Weibo's death is actually like not suitable for kids.
It's like
There's like blood around or whatever the.
She's got like the broken like face, but she's still trying to like talk, and it's just like Rob Williams is like, "What can just tell me what I could do for you? Tell me what I could do for you." It's like, just take my data chip. You can make a new one. I'm sorry, and it's like, oh my god!
because it's like the professor and Sarah reconcile because he shows her Flubber's potential, and she's like, "Well, how do we
I'm
save the
impressed
school?"
by your Flubber.
Yeah, I'm impressed by. And they're like, "Well, how do we
Yeah,
save?"
that was his plan.
This is a kid's
and it's finally at this point they're like, "Oh, what if we sell the flying car to the Ford Motor Company?"
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was so funny. It
And
cuts
it's-
to Ford.
Yeah, and it just cuts to the Ford plant, and she's like, you have a meeting with a guy who wants to sell you a car," and he's like, I don't want to talk to him. She's like, he's outside the window, and turns around, there's a flying car. They sell his car to the Ford Motor Company to make flying cars. Where are they? I would like to ask. Flubber is now proprietary ownership of the Ford Motor Company.
That's in the Son of Flubber sequel.
Yeah, Son of
Jeff,
Flubber
if
sequel.
you were wondering where the flying cars were.
Two burr.
Yep.
Yeah.
But and they're like, oh, we saved the school. Ford is going to pay for it. I'm like, what? All right. That's a weird solution to all this. Is
The unanswered question in this hypothetical
Yes.
sequel, where they do sell the process of how to make these flying cars with the Flubber material, right? Is because you look at the engine and it's like a similar type of frozen nitrogen box
Yes.
as the engine. That assumably has a Flubber inside,
yeah,
which means all the new flying cars
have to have a Flubber.
have to have a Flubber inside. And it goes back to this age-old question. Are they sentient? Do they feel pain?
Is there a trapped Flubber
Yeah.
inside
Do
the
they feel
combustion
longing?
Every
engine?
car.
And I'm saying the movie starts, flying cars, and they just start falling.
No, the
Son
actual
of Flubber.
the actual problem with the car in this movie is that it still has a steering wheel and yet is operating in 3 dimensions now.
Correct.
And it's like, well, how is he controlling the like the height with this wheel? Makes no sense.
Oh.
It doesn't make sense.
It's like
Yeah.
that. It's so many flying. They do
Hey,
it in
Jeff.
Harry Potter too.
They do, yeah.
No, it actually just frustrates me. They're like, it's a flying car, but we control the wheel. I'm like, how does that work? The wheel goes left or right.
Yeah, you can bank left, bank right, but like in normal airplanes, you like pull the steering wheel up
Yeah.
to go up, or you can pull it down, push it down to go down.
And is it
Right.
controlling if you head left or head right, or is it controlling if the car turns itself left or right? And like, how do you control height? That's why that's why you have the fucking airplane thing and anyway, the joystick. Anyway, frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Professor Brainerd should have crashed into a building.
Anyway,
so he comes home and Weibo is dying on the ground, and it's extremely depressing.
but she made a backup
Yes.
that we are going to see in the final scene called We Bet. It's her daughter.
Yeah. She's like, I know you always wanted to make another one of me, and I sabotaged it. Yeah. The code is on the computer. And then Storks appears on the screen. Dies. End of Weibo. It's very depressing.
It's very sad. It's like, I think when I watched it as a kid, I probably cried.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really sad
fucked
scene
up.
for a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Especially when they got like the cracked in face. That's like, I don't know about that one, guys. Like, anyways.
She was like
Did you
leaking
hear
the
that?
fuel.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
What was that?
Scream?
This is some guy going, ah!
Wait, what is that? I don't know. Probably somebody getting murdered next door. But maybe.
It happens, you know?
They just released the flubber over there. Or
Yeah, they just
something.
released Flubber.
Chaos ensues.
So they like have to go to the rich guy's house
To
where
get the
it turns
flubber
out
canister.
That Christopher McDonald is the scientist
yeah.
working with the rich guy, and they're just trying to make flubber too. Or
That is the thing. It's like, I seriously could not stay engaged.
Yeah.
I've
Like-
had no problems describing the whole plot of this movie and like staying engaged through our conversation.
Yep.
When we get to this, I am actually like, I don't
I know.
What
want to-
happened? Like, all I remember
beat the
is they
bad
get
guy and get
married at
Flubber back.
They beat the bad guy, they get Flubber back, and then they get married at the end, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
There was a weird
literally.
squirt gun scene that was really weird.
Yeah,
It
what
was
went
that
on too
about?
long.
Sustained.
He says, give it back.
Give it to
back.
him.
Give
and
it
he's
to
like
him.
spraying his face.
He's
He's
like,
like,
no.
give it to him good. And he's like spraying his face again.
He's like, no, I mean, give him the gun.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I really am like asleep at this point. Like, this is
Yeah.
where like I'm thinking about the no face man just eating my soul.
That joke is just like endless.
Endless.
It would have been
It was really funny. It just
Here,
went on
the
for way too
funny
long.
version of that joke is like, give it to him, and he sprays him with the flubber.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, give him the gun, and then he gives him the gun. It's like funny, like stupid
Right?
henchman
Good
bit.
5-second bit.
It goes on for like 45 seconds to a minute.
Seriously.
You need to pad the ending.
To
of
the
is
point where we
endless.
were like, this is uncomfortable. Why is this going on for
I'm like,
so
how
long?
dumb is this guy?
Yeah.
He can't be this stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Devastating.
I think that's when I wrote, where's Flubber again? I was like, where is he? Oh, then I wrote, do it for Weibo, because that was like a quote that happened in that final scene where they were just kind of like,
Yeah.
I think Robin Williams said it. He's
Can
like, "Do
someone
it for
tell
Weibo."
me
Do it for Weibo.
how do they get out of this? I genuinely don't know.
They have flubber on their shoes and their fists, and they beat up the bad guys with flubber.
It ends with Flubber coming out of the butt of
Yeah.
like
That's
a
right.
bad
He goes into Christopher McDonald's mouth.
Yeah. The launches out of his ass.
Yeah,
Does ravage on his inside.
because he's like dancing around. Yeah, it was really crazy. And then he
That-
goes, "Oh, mommy!"
That guy,
It was a lot.
Very
We were like,
uncomfortable.
"What is happening?"
that guy should have like
Jeff's looking something up.
I'm looking something up. This should be what happens when flubber goes inside the guy's body.
Oh no! Oh,
Because he just goes in and the guy's like, "Ooh,"
oh no!
and then eventually flubber shoots out of his butt.
Yeah.
This should be what happens.
Thunderhead explode.
That was a Thunderhead exploding from Big Trouble in Little China for anyone who wants.
I thought you were about to
watch
pull up the Aunt Marge scene from Harry Potter.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Large Marge is
Chemistry.
fine at the end of this. I'm talking eternal death.
Yeah.
for this man. Yeah, Flubber shoots out of his ass. And he's like, "Oh, mommy," and then he falls over, defeated.
Yeah.
And we cut to them getting married, but not
Right.
actually
But not
because he's
really.
still in
He
his
can't be
fucking
bothered.
basement.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother. And he's like, "I'll meet you at the reception." I'm like, "Why you got time for the
Yeah,
reception, but not the
right?
ceremony?"
But not the ceremony?
And it's
Piece
like,
of shit.
That was awful.
and it's like played as like, "Oh, well, they've compromised and they found each other's quirks and they love each other." I'm like, brother, show up to your wedding, please.
Yeah.
Like, Trina, imagine if like at your wedding, like a little like Someone holds up an iPad and Brian's on the other one. He's like, I just got finished something. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna do it this way.
Literally, 'cause yeah.
I think
He's
you
like,
would
"I just got
go
finished."
through
He's playing
the
League
screen.
of Legends. He's like, I'll be there soon.
I think you would like crawl through the screen and kill him.
Yeah.
like you'd
Like,
be like
that's
Samara
so-
from The Ring and just like go through the iPad. But
I had to remember, like, this is a kid movie. This is a kid movie. Because I was like, it also feels like a cartoon. It feels like Disney
Yeah.
is like,
yeah.
like the storyboards felt like this should have been a cartoon. All the gags were very cartoony too.
Yeah.
Him falling out the window. And I was just like, he's going to die. He's going to get paralyzed.
Right.
Everybody's just
What if
like
he
on his
did?
back down there. I'm like, okay, yeah, this
He's
is.
fine.
He's
yeah,
like, "Are you
going well."
hurt?" Just my pride.
It's something I've said before on the show, but I do genuinely think like we should not limit our expectations for movies because they're kids' movies.
Yeah.
Because I think we should treat children smart.
Yeah.
Like kids deserve smart kids movies. They don't deserve to be talked down to. They should be like
Preach.
That's why like
Yes.
Pixar was so successful. I feel
Yeah.
like in our childhood is like those movies weren't dumbed down. They were embracing like real adult topics
Yeah.
and real adult thoughts in a easily digestible way. Like The Incredibles is a movie about reaching middle age. And like it's like yeah, and I love that movie. It's great. Like kids shouldn't like feed them slop because if you feed them slop when they're young, they're not gonna like develop those critical faculties to like be able to engage with art in a real way.
And they're gonna think movies.
I'm not saying that Flubber is slop, although I think
Yeah.
Flubber himself is slop. Like he's literally the description of slop. He's
Yeah.
like just like you could just like Flubber onto a plate.
I'm laughing because I'm just imagining you having a kid maybe one day and just be like educating them through film, and then they're just gonna be like a mini Jeff being
No.
like, Flubber is slop, and I is not like this.
It's like 5-year-old going to school saying Flubbers.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I would never like when people are like, oh yeah, I just let my kid watch Coco Melon for hours. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Um,
So that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That is, he flies away to their honeymoon in the
Yeah.
flying car.
With Weebet and Flubber.
with Weebet and
as their
Flubber.
children, I guess. Yeah.
I do want to say, like, Weibo did invent the Bumblebee style of talking.
Yeah.
Because Bumblebee does talk
Thank
using the
you
TV
for
and
bringing
the
that
radio.
up.
Right.
Yeah.
With the TV.
Before Michael Bay had the idea in
Right.
2007.
And they're both yellow.
No, I'm sure Michael Bay and whoever wrote Transformers, Roboto Ursi and Alex Kurtzman, did not watch Flubber and think that's a good idea.
I gotta give like props to like the props and special effects team on the design of Weibo.
Weibo looks
because
great.
like
Weibo is
Yeah.
awesome.
I say that because like Weebet, I don't really like Weebet's design.
It's the same thing. It's just a different color.
But it's also like thinner and
kinda
smaller,
squished, yeah.
and I don't know. Like,
So you're saying
what am I saying,
we
Jeff?
bet took Ozempic. It's the Ozempic we
Fuck.
It's like we bet is thinner. We bet it's the Ozempic Weibo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. We bet is thinner.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the Weibo design. The design,
Yeah.
like the
It's a great design.
It looks like you like turned like you want to have those.
I can buy a
old, like,
Weibo for $130
It's like a
right
laptop,
now.
but like a DVD player laptop.
Yeah.
It's like, but and some of them have like the circular design. It's like somebody like took that and then they built like another machine like around it or something. It was interesting. I thought it was cool. And like the
Look at this animation someone did of Weibo and Flubber that looks better than the movie itself.
Wow.
whoa,
Isn't this cool?
That is
Oh,
so
that's
good.
Really cool. I wanted
What
more
is
of that, like Flubber hiding.
It's just someone made
and,
this on Blender.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
That's like actually a good evocative image.
This movie comes out and it makes money.
It does.
Obviously,
Quite a
like
success.
it does because like it's like it's got Rob Williams in the title. It's Disney, Walt Disney Pictures. It's got that
Budget
quadrant thing.
Was 80 million?
Budget was 80 million, and after both the U.S. and international, it total gross is 178 million. So it makes a fair profit. Not like big enough to be like, where's Son of Flubber, Robin?
Robin, where's Flubber?
As far as I can tell, there is no discussion of like a Flubber sequel. Instead, they're just gonna make more Nutty Professor remakes and stuff instead.
Right.
But
Yeah, they continue the IP mining of their 60s movies,
Yeah.
which eventually results in The Shaggy Dog, starring Tim Allen and Robert Downey Jr., which is like,
yeah.
Robert,
Yeah.
which is like,
Yeah.
a lot of people say Robert Downey Jr.'s career hit its rock bottom when he was like, arrested with like 7 trillion pounds of heroin in the back of his car. But the real like rock bottom is in the scene. Have you seen him in Shaggy Dog?
No, but I'm about to look it up.
It's like this clip from Shaggy Dog where it's like Tim Allen's like, this man is also a dog.
Go, Zach. Go fetch.
Oh my God! Robert, what are you doing?
It's like demeaning. It's like demeaning what they made him do.
It is demeaning. I can't. Wow, I've never seen this actually.
Sorry, things are a little stressy.
What is that?
Like the thing about Robert Downey Jr. is like,
Also, give me props for pulling that up that quickly, man.
Yeah, no, that was
for
pretty
real.
good.
That was,
It's like-
that was good.
he like has one of the biggest crash outs in like modern Hollywood history. He's like arrested. He's in jail. He's gone so many drugs. He gets clean. It's this whole thing. And then they're like, Robert, we shall invite you back into Hollywood filmmaking, but we will punish you. This is your recompense. Like, you shall be a dog.
I wonder.
Like, I'm sure it was just like, he's trying to, get. It's the same year he does like a Scanner Darkly right after he did Kiss Kiss Bang. Like he's doing good stuff at this time too. It's like his one.
I mean, like,
I like Kiss Kiss.
the
Bang
problem
Bang.
is like that's obviously
good.
a really funny, demeaning scene for Robert Downey Jr., but it pales in comparison
Come in
to.
here, please.
oh, this is like the best thing ever.
Oh, Raymond, this dog has no license and is clearly in violation of the leash law. Call the pound.
I already did, sir. The truck is waiting outside.
Out of my way!
Dog punch.
What's
Get out of my way!
what's good about that movie? What's good about
Why do you need
that?
to remake it? It's perfect.
No, because Stuart, that's not the movie they remade. That is the sequel to the movie because it was the Shaggy Dog.
What?
That is the Shaggy DA, which is the Shaggy District Attorney.
Oh my
Which is the sequel to the
god!
Shaggy Dog.
Wow.
I simply cannot.
Was Gremlins Disney or no? think?
No, Gremlins was not.
Because Gremlins also reminded me of Flubber in a weird way too, where I was like, okay, it's an inventor kind of father guy.
They have similar vibes, similar energies.
But Gremlins is better because
Gremlins
there's
is
more
good.
Gremlins in it.
There's so many Gremlins.
There's not
and they made a
enough
sequel where
Flubber
they're
in
like
Flubber.
even more Gremlins.
Yeah, but there just wasn't enough Flubber. think-
Gremlins was
yeah.
Warner Brothers.
What is kind of crazy about like modern day, the time we're living in now, is that we've reached like
A lot of crazy things about that.
no, but we've reached like the net because like in the 90s they were remaking the 60s movies. Now we're in the 2020s and they're remaking like the 90s movies and the early 2000s movies
Yeah.
for Disney. But like some of them like they're bringing Air Bud back.
Are they?
Yes, they're
Oh,
doing another.
boy.
I think they announced it the same day that like the Pope died or something. And people were like, "Welcome back, Pope Francis." So it was just this picture of Air Bud, and it said "Returns," and we were like, "Welcome back, Pope Francis." But they're doing another Air Bud. They just did a new Freaky Friday.
Right.
Like it's just kind of
Yeah.
funny how like this
Everything.
Disney like 30
Trend is coming
year
back up.
like it's just
30
cyclical. Like
year,
they're bringing
yeah.
back the same. Like they should do a remake of a remake now. Like they got to make a new Flubber.
Well, I think Freaky Friday, the original,
is
is a remake. Am I wrong in that?
I think you're right,
I think
actually.
you're right.
Yeah, they made Freaky Friday, but it's like there was like another. Again, I think it was a '60s movie.
Right. Even the
Yeah,
Parent
it's,
Trap.
it's based on a 1972 film.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make.
Yeah,
a
they
new
made
Parent
one in
Trap.
1976, one in 1995, and then the 2003 one, and then they made one in 2018, and now there's the sequel to the Lindsay Lohan one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the cyclical nature is just continuing with these Disney live action
Yeah.
remakes and projects. There will be a new Pirates of the Caribbean soon.
Yeah.
like it's all just gonna like
Keep coming back.
Keep coming back.
And we'll never get the end.
But they should do
fucking Marvel.
But well, the thing is, I actually do fear that like we will never get the end, but I do think things are going to like drastically like
shift,
compress it. Fantastic Four substantially underperformed. It was well reviewed. People liked it. And it had a pretty decent opening weekend.
But people are just tired.
And it's like people are just tired.
Yeah, people are just tired.
They're a little sick of it.
Right.
Well, I won't even say people are tired of superhero movies. Like Superman did really well. Like people are, I think, just tired of the Marvel thing. And like it's what happens. I won't even like say that it is their fault first and foremost, but like I'm not even gonna like harp on that. It's just like it's what happens. It's been like almost 20 years since Iron Man.
Oh my gosh.
It's been 25 years since X-Men.
Wow.
Like if you call X-Men kind of the beginning of it, it's been 25 years. It's this is about the time that people are gonna be like, I'm ready for the next thing.
Feel old yet?
All right. And with Robin, it isn't that controversial to say that like this does hurt Robin's career in some sense. In the way that like it's now becoming harder and harder for audiences to now separate, Robin the actor and Robin the comedian.
Yeah.
Like, I should just say like Robin the family man versus Robin the actor. Because we've seen Robin the comedian's transfer into being an actor. Now we're just seeing him being as like the slapstick dad.
Right.
And this is one of the, again, we've talked about this on like Jack. We've talked about this on like Jumanji even a little bit and Doubtfire, where it's like he is now like kind of like almost unwillingly rebranding himself as like the first call of like the goofy slapstick dad role.
Right.
That, and like some of those movies do pay off. Like we're going to get some pretty good like slapsticky dad movies with Robin, but like it's no accident that like next week we're going to talk about Good Will Hunting, the movie they wins his Oscar for, one of his best performances that people will hail and talk about from time and time and time again.
Yeah.
But he would even go on like a talk show after Good Will Hunting and be like, like a week after I won the Oscar, it's like, hey, Good Will Hunting, nice work. Hey, Good Will Hunting, nice work. 2 weeks later, hey, Mork, how's it going? Because that is like sort of the branding that he has sort of fallen into.
Right.
And this being a titular movie to lead to that.
I do kind of think like one of the this is like, I need to figure out how to phrase this.
Yeah.
But like, I do think in 10 years from this, he kind of like does the right market correction of himself with Old Dogs, which we've talked about before on this show, which is a movie that like has the veneer of this like Disney, family comedy, but is like a sick, depraved, evil film.
Okay.
And like, almost feels like he should have done something like that sooner if he wants a rebrand,
Yeah.
However, that movie's like a flop anyway, so like it wouldn't have worked. But it does like, I do think career-wise, Old Dogs is like kind of this interesting artifact for him that we'll talk about in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
But Flubber, big success, bad reviews. Lived on in VHS shelves across America for decades.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate this quote is that I had read, but it was like Flubber kind of solidified Robin as like a family-friendly kind of.
Yeah.
And like household name in that sense of like he is always going to do something like fun and kiddie, like he's kind of become that actor.
Which is like, it kind of traps him in it.
And it's important to know, as I keep harping on, like, this isn't to say it's a bad thing per se. Like, Robin has some pretty great successes as like the family man actor. Yeah. Some movies that people will even say like up until like the 2000s and the late 2000s, early 2010s that like, like, hey, like we're going to talk about RV with my dad. And as goofy as that movie is, like that was a staple Elmore household movie.
Oh,
like we're going to talk about Old Dogs.
The way in which Stewart talks about RV.
2006.
Like I guarantee I'm going to rewatch and be like, this movie fucking sucks. But like, God damn, we watched it like 8 times when I was a kid. Like, so anyway, all that to say,
Stuart talks about RV the way that like Italian families talk about The Godfather. That's the way he talks about RV.
I don't want to get more into it because I want to save the talk.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Trinity,
that movie is my culture.
Trinity, do you have any final thoughts before we close out?
About Flubber? No. Well, no. I think I kind of hit all my main points. There were just so many Brian quotes here. That's so funny.
Read me some Brian quotes.
That hat is huge. That's when he was wearing this giant
top hat.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Did he kill Flubber? That's right.
Did he murder?
Oh yeah, we
Flubber?
thought there was a weird line when he was talking to Weibo, and he was like, "Weebo, I'm sorry, you wouldn't understand. It's a human matter, you know. Like it's
What a crazy thing to say.
not for clankers, essentially. Like you're a clanker."
Crazy thing to say out loud.
Yeah. Very
Get cooked,
uncomfy.
Weibo.
Get cooked, Weibo. First time flyer. Shh. When was that? When did that happen?
Oh, it's the end of the. Is that the end of the movie when there's like the plane and the kid opens the window and the car's out there
I
again?
think maybe, yeah. First time flyer. Yeah.
Flyer.
Yeah.
My last thing I'll say on Robin Williams, though, since I think this might be my only episode with Robin, is
I think there might be one more, but
I don't know.
tell me.
Have you guys seen like the Graham Norton interviews with him on the
Yes.
Graham Norton show?
Yes. I've been playing some of the clips.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Those, I feel like those are some of my favorite interviews
Yeah.
because I like die laughing like listening to them and his stories. So
Yeah.
Graham Norton's really good at getting people talking, and Robin's like, once you get him talking,
Yeah.
like he's
just
extremely.
story. I love the Graham Norton show because his guests will just tell stories and he lets them talk. You know.
If you're ever interested in listening to a good like Robin Williams like interview that feels very more like actually personal and like, you know, like Robin Williams in a lot of his interviews, like he's performing like on any of like the late night talk shows and things like that. Like he's always doing like a performance and a bit of some kind. It's hard to get like any real kind of talk out of him. But I think if you look up Robin Williams, Mark Maron,
Oh.
it was like an hour-long podcast that Robin did with one of his buddies, now comedian Mark Maron.
Right.
I'm not gonna play it. Sorry, that was really loud.
The thing is, you paid half a second, and I know exactly what that was. That was the opening of Maron's show where it's lock the gates.
Yeah. But I think this was like
Mark
in
Maron,
2009, 2010, like not long before Robin passed away.
What year did Robin pass?
2014. I remember because I was in my freshman orientation at Ball State University when the news dropped that he died. Yeah.
I was on vacation and I thought it was Robin Williams, the singer, at first who passed away. And then I remember being even more distraught.
Yeah.
It's Robin.
You're like Robbie Williams died.
Yeah.
Tiny little bottle of Jack Daniels, like the little ones you get in an airplane.
Yeah.
But like, so it's just a really nice, like a conversational, like first off, it's a podcast,
Yeah.
but it's a podcast before like podcasts went like, you know, crazy. But yeah, I always, you know, I recommend a lot of people, like if you're looking for like a really good, like personal Robin Williams interview, like listen to the
Yeah.
Robin Williams, Mark Maron interview. It's really good. He goes really deep, is very emotionally honest, about his like, you know, vices and issues in life. And yeah, it's just, it's overall really good. And time wise, line wise, like I think it could not be more than like 3 years before he died. So it's like towards like the end of his life. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Because I wondered, honestly, watching Jack, I was like, is this where the seeds of the depression started? Is him filming
God.
Jack?
Filming Jack.
Because Jack must have been a crazy sad role for him.
Hey,
too.
it's me, Bill Cosby. As I get coming to no.
That was like the big. Because we listened to the Jack episode yesterday, but yeah, the fact that Brian and I were like, "This guy looks really familiar. Who is this?" And then I looked it up.
No!
We both screamed. Bill Cosby.
Oh my God.
Okay, the final thing I will say.
Yes.
That actually Brian meant to say when he was on the podcast, but was literally yesterday was like, I forgot to tell them this. So I'll say it for him. Brian's dad is an addiction psychiatrist, and he was at the facility at Hazelden that Robin Williams was at the same, basically
Wow.
the same time that he passed and stuff. So
Very upsetting.
crazy
That's
fact.
nuts.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Brian's dad.
I know. Crazy.
Trina, I'm going to share with you a link to like a 5-minute little interview animation that people did on like a Robin Williams bit. It's a series called Blank on Blank. And they take a lot of old like interviews, predominantly on like NPR, like public radio stations.
Yeah.
And they do it like everybody. Like they got like a Michael Jackson one, they got like a Kurt Cobain, they got like so many people, and they had a Robin Williams one. I just want to play the first like 30 seconds of this because it's gonna make everybody kind of sad, and I hate to end it on this note, but
This is long.
In the year 2020, you'll be 70 years old.
Oh my God.
Now, what will the world be like then?
anyways, that was all.
Giant film corporation.
It's that first line, like in the year 2020, you're gonna be 70, and he didn't make it to 2020. He only made it to 2014.
Wow.
That's a really good 5-minute clip. Everybody should watch. Robin Williams, Blank on Blank. Watch it.
Blank on blank.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Jeff, you have any final thoughts before I take us out?
Final note I forgot to say is that Weebo is voiced by Jodie Benson, who is Ariel and Barbie in Toy Story.
Right.
That's the only, I completely forgot to mention that, but that's all I have to say. I don't know, make a Flubber sequel or something. I don't know.
Oh,
don't know.
Danny Elfman did the score, by the way.
It's
the
so
Mambo?
cool. This movie starts off with two credits for Danny Elfman: Flubber Mambo by Danny Elfman, and disappears. Oh, did he just do that? And then score by Danny Elfman. Okay, so why are we highlighting the Mambo? But,
Yeah.
anyway, that's all I got.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode on Flubber, brought to you by Bobbin for Robin, presented by Travolting. Something I'm going to say at the very end. We're playing with ads. Playing with ads on the podcast, and we're sort of in our beta stage of putting ads in our podcast just to, I don't know, make some kind of a profit off of this if we can. I don't know. But we're still working out the kinks. So if you've been listening to this episode and in the middle of in 9/11 too, or sperm donations can really help your day. It's like we're ironing out the kinks, so thank you for bearing with us. We'll do better. I'm figuring out methods of trying to
I reached out to Stuart because I opened an episode, and like 5 minutes in, it cut him off halfway through a sentence to just say like, on 9/11 30,000 planes were grounded. I'm like, what is this?
We're ironing out the kinks, so thank you all for being very patient with us and continuing to support and listen to our podcast. Join us. And with our podcast, you can find us on whatever platform you listen on: Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Amazon Music. We're anywhere you get your podcast. Special thanks to Michael Van Boden Smith for the theme music and Rebecca for the graphic design. See you all next week for Good Will Hunting.